These easy exercises will help you build your fitness. Don't worry if you don't have access to a gym, because our instructors will guide you through some alternatives that you can do in the comfort of your own home, at the local park, the beach, or any other convenient location. Demonstrating the exercises will be people who've had a cancer diagnosis and used physical activity as part of their recovery process. Instructing them is our team of exercise physiologists from the Edith Cowan University Health and Wellness Institute. Listen for their pointers on how to complete or vary the exercises, and also their tips on how you can do them at home. We'll start with some aerobic exercises. Then we'll look at a resistance workout, starting with the lower body, then moving to the upper body. We'll end with some flexibility stretches. It's important that you watch the earlier exercise segment to help you get the most out of the exercises demonstrated here. Please remember to check with your GP to see if you're ready for physical activity. Not all of the following exercises are appropriate for everyone, so if you're unsure, please check with an accredited exercise physiologist. Okay, it's time to throw on some comfy clothes and a pair of runners and get into it. Our first instructor is Courtney White. She'll show you examples of aerobic exercises. Demonstrating how easy it is Yvonne and Alfred. While they're exercising in a gym, remember to look out for the exercises you can do at home. We'll start with walking.
So this is our aerobic exercise now. So we're doing walking on a treadmill. Now you can walk at home. It's just important that you do look out for any trip hazards when you're walking. So cracks in the bitumen, that kind of thing. With our walking on the treadmill, we can increase the speed as well as the incline just to make it a little bit harder.
Cycling.
So cycling is another form of aerobic exercise. So when we're doing our cycling, when you're sitting up that seat height, just making sure that when you do extend the leg, so when your leg is down the bottom of the revolution, just making sure that it's not fully extended, so there is a slight bend of that knee there. Now with our cycling, we can increase the resistance on the bike just to make it harder, or we can also increase how fast we are pedaling on the bike to make it harder. So this is our recumbent cycle here. This one's just a little bit nicer for your lower back, just because the seat is supporting your back in this position. Again, just making sure that when you straighten your leg at the end of the cycle, that there is a nice slight bend with your knee.
Elliptical Trainer.
This is our elliptical trainer or our cross trainer. So this is another form of aerobic exercise. Now this form of aerobic exercise is good because it's like a running movement but with no impact on the ground, so good for your knees and other joints. When you are getting onto the cross trainer, it is good to hold the bars in the middle just so that when you jump on, the arms don't move and the legs don't move as well. So just a bit of a safety consideration with that one there. So the screens on all our machines are just here to help you see how much you've done in the workout. You can also have a look at the time there. It does show your resistance. So at the moment we're just on level 1, so nice and easy. So if we wanted to make the exercise a little bit harder, we can just increase that resistance there. On this one it also shows the stride length, so we can increase or decrease that just based on the client's height there.
Rowing.
So this is another form of aerobic exercise. So this is our rower. So this one is working both your upper and lower body in the aerobic exercise. So just straightening your legs back. As you straighten your legs back, just pulling the bar in towards your belly. Yeah. And straightening forward. Good work. With our rower, we can actually increase the resistance as well, so it makes it harder to row. We can adjust that just up the top here, so we can make it easier or harder by adjusting it there. Just making sure when you are rowing, you're not bringing the bar up too high and tensing the neck muscles. So just nice and relaxed in towards your belly. So when you are rowing, it's good to make sure that the feet are strapped in firmly, just as a safety precaution there. Now, national guidelines for our aerobic exercise is 30 minutes on 5 days of the week, but just working at your own pace and building up as we go with this kind of exercise.
Now that you know some good aerobic exercises, let's move on to a resistance workout. Helping us to exercise our lower body will be Debbie Cooper. In the gym with Debbie today is Megan. Let's start with some squats.
Okay, Megan, so we're going to do a chair rise now. So this is another variation and still working the lower muscles in the body, but we call it a functional exercise because it's one that a client can do at home at any time, and it's one that mimics the activities that they do on a daily basis. So obviously we have to get up and down out of chairs, out of cars all the time. So this works the muscles that allows the clients to maintain that activity of daily living. Okay, all right, so we're going to get you to stand up nice and straight. That's it. Good, and then all the way back down using the handrails. That's it, good. Control that all the way back. Try and maintain a nice straight posture as we go back, good. You could then try and do it without using your hands. So you could try putting your hands across the chest, that's it, and then see how you feel. Again, try and maintain good posture, that's good, excellent. How does that feel?
That feels fine.
Yeah? Okay, are you feeling that in the thighs and the back?
Yes, I can feel
Excellent, good. Okay, all right, Megan, so now we're just actually going to do a body weight squat. Okay, so we can do these at any time, at any place. This is a really good one that we can do at home, so we don't need to be in a gym environment. Okay, the big thing to remember is that we use the same action as what we were doing if we were going to sit down in a chair. So when we go to sit down, we stick our bottom out. That's what I want you to do with this one, okay? So chest up, making sure the knees stay in behind the toes. It's like the action is that you're going to sit down in the chair, so keeping the chest up. Again, we're working the bottom muscles, the muscles at the front of the thigh and the muscles at the back of the thigh. So Megan, we're going to do another variation of a bodyweight squat, this time using the fit ball. So it's a bit of a progression from what we did before. Okay. If you don't have the fit ball, you could still continue to do it with the chair or over the chair or just a bodyweight squat. And you could introduce weights, some sort of weight if you have a dumbbell, or you could use just the cans out of the fridge or cupboard normally, an old milk bottle that you could either put some water in or some rice as you were wanting to get more and more heavier. So you just add the weight as a progression. So we always want to be progressing and making the muscles adapt more. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just move your feet forward a little bit. That's it. It might feel a little bit insecure, but it's much better for the knees. All right, so the next thing I want you to do is to lower down and curl the bottom underneath the ball. That's lovely. Okay, well done. So making sure that your knees stay over the toes and they don't fall in a little bit. All right, that's good. How does that feel?
That feels good.
All right, so it does feel a little bit insecure to start with, but leaning up against the wall it is a lot more secure than it looks.
Lunge.
Right, Megan, we're going to do a lunge now. This was called a stationary lunge. So just taking a really big step, as big a step as you can forward. Perfect, that's it. And good, okay, and raise back up again. So again, it's really important that we maintain when we go down, that we maintain bending down for me, the knees behind our toes, okay? Always protecting the knee joint as much as possible. So just when you're starting off, it's really good to have a chair or a wall close by, just to make sure if you've got balance issues or you're a little bit unsure, it's better to be safe. The big thing to remember is to try and use our core muscles to maintain our balance. Okay, so once you feel quite comfortable with doing a stationary lunge, you could then progress onto a walking lunge, okay? So taking a nice big step forward, same technique, that's it, lovely, making sure our chest is up, stomach muscles are nice and tight, and our knees are behind the toes. So that's it, and take another step, that's it. Good, well done, excellent, and back up again, perfect, and then forward again, good.
Leg press.
So what I want you to do is pop your feet up onto this metal bar for me. Okay, so we want you to have your toes up as close to the top as you can be. So, and what we want you also to do is to keep your knees over your toes at all times. So when you're pushing back, try not to let the knees come in or go out, okay? Really important for the knee joints that we keep those nice and secure over the top. Okay, so before we start to push, we take a big deep breath in and we breathe out as we push the weight away. Okay, that's good. Making sure those knees stay over the toes. That's it, and then come back again. Good. So how does that weight feel? Okay?
That's good.
Good. Okay, so continue to move through, keeping those knees over the toes. Excellent. These muscles here are the muscles that we're working predominantly when we're doing this one. We still get some activation from the hamstring, the muscles at the back of the leg and our glutes, but mostly we're focusing on these ones here. Okay? And by keeping the knees over the toes, we're just protecting our knee joints. Okay? Okay. Good. Okay, Megan, so we're going to do the incline leg press now, okay? So this is just a different shape of where the body is, so laying more down, and what you're doing is you're working against gravity a little bit more. So this would be a progression on the other leg presses that we've done. When you're ready, take a big deep breath and pushing up all the way, and I'm just going to take the lock off, then come down to 90-degree angle, that's it, just a little bit more to about there, that's it, and then pushing, breathing out again as you push in. So you're still activating these quad muscles, the hamstrings behind your leg, and the big gluteal muscles, okay?
Leg extension.
Okay, Megan, so we're going to do the leg extension now. Okay, so what we're looking for here is that your knee joint is in line with this yellow button here. That gives us an idea of where the angle of your knee should be. So make sure the knees are nice and secure, and breathing out as you push up. Good, excellent, as far up as you can go, and then nice, slow control down. Really good. Breathing out as you lift it up, and then lowering it down nice and slowly again. So try and use that 1, 2, and 1, 2.
Leg curl.
Okay, Megan, so this one here is our hamstring exercise. So we call it a leg curl machine, and it's focusing on the hamstrings behind you. So the muscles at the back of your thigh. Yep. So it's an isolation machine exercise for that one. So I'm going to ask you to pop your feet up here for me. So what I want you to do is just lower your feet down towards the ground. That's it, all the way down, good, and then nice and controlled all the way back. So always really important to have full range of motion, as far up as it will come, and down, that's good. Breathing out as you're pushing the weight down, and then in as you come back up. Excellent.
Calf raise.
Okay, so this one is our seated calf machine. So we're going to be working the calf muscles, the little muscles behind the leg down, the lower leg. So what I want you to do is just like you have positioned there, so just on both the grey plates there, making sure nice and even, and just the balls of your feet onto the chair, onto the plate there. Okay, so we lock you in here, that's all nice and tight. So I'll get you to raise your legs up, that's it, and I'm just going to take the lock off, and then we're just going to lower all the way down and all the way up. Again, all the way down, and breathing out as you're lifting it up, that's good, and all the way down. Excellent, so keeping your back nice and straight, which you're doing, and the chest forward, so it's all about the calf muscles. Okay, so we're going to do a variation on the seated calf raise that you were just doing. This is a nice one that you can do at home when you don't have the equipment or if you're not in a gym environment. So all I want you to do is just raise up onto your toes, nice and easy, and then lower it down. That's it. Megan's holding dumbbells today just as a progression. You can increase those, or you can again use the machine, the equipment that you have at home. And all the way up and all the way down. Excellent.
We're now halfway through our resistance workout, so let's switch to the upper body exercises with Mark Travaskis. Showing us how it's done are Chris and Catherine. We have 4 variations of the chest press.
All right, Kathy, this first one's going to be a seated chest press. It's going to work on those major muscle group on your chest. So we just check that the seat height is right. So we want the bars to be just in line with your chest, so just above probably your sternum, bottom of your sternum. That's it. And what we're going to do first off is we're going to do 10 in a row. I want you to breathe out as you push forward and let the weight come slowly back rather than letting it come whacking back. So when you're ready, we'll just push straight forward towards my hands. Breathing out and breathing in as it comes back. That's it. Just watch those shoulders, don't go too high. That's perfect. So you want to push your arm out just before it gets fully straight. So there's a slight bend in it and coming nice and slow on the way back. So we'll go to 10. So this one is another chest exercise. It's going to work the major muscles here. All you're going to be doing is pushing this bar straight up in the air just before your arms fully extend. You just have to be careful for these hooks that they don't go underneath these bits, otherwise it'll get stuck. Okay. And always check that these stoppers are in place, otherwise it may come down and crush you, so we'll always set that one up first. Okay. Okay, so your arms are nicely positioned, not too wide and not too narrow, so that's a nice distance. And then when you're ready, we're going to do 10 in a row, pushing up and breathing out at the same time, and then slowly lowering it back down. Okay. So when you're ready, and we can go. Sit, breathing out, and then it come back slowly. Good. So this should be working your chest muscles, so you should be feeling a strain as you push up and a slight strain as you come down. You'll also be feeling it at the back of your arms, so where your tricep muscle is. Yep. So this one's a really good one because it works a lot of muscles. This next one, Catherine, is going to be a chest muscle exercise again. This time we're going to be using dumbbells. So this one you can do at home if you've got a bench like this. With the dumbbell weight, you want a nice light weight. It's always better to pick a lighter weight than a heavy weight to start off with. And once you've done a few and you get used to the technique, then you can progress to a heavier weight. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to hand you the dumbbells. And this will take time to get the hang of it, Catherine. So if it gets a bit wonky at the start, that's okay. After you've done it a few times, you should get used to it a bit more. That's it. Good. All right, Chris, this next one is a really good one to do at home. So if you don't have access to a gym or any dumbbell weights, you can just do this on the floor at your home, on the carpet or anything like that. So all it is, it's a push-up. This one's a bit of a modified one, starting off at your knees. Hands like that, straight ahead, nice and even out. And then pushing yourself back up, perfect. And then down again. And you should be feeling it in the chest muscles as well as the back of the arm here as well. Yep.
Lat Pulldown.
All right, this next one we're going to do, Chris, is called a Lat Pulldown. It works the major muscle group of your back as well as your bicep muscles. So what we're going to do first is we're going to hold onto these bars in the right position, and then we're going to sit down at the same time. So holding it nice and wide, so on the curve like that, lowering yourself down. Knees are going to go underneath this pad here. That's it. And then what we're going to do this one is pushing it or pulling it all the way down underneath your chin, and then it comes slowly back so your arms just about extend but not quite fully. That's it. And pulling down again, keeping that back nice and straight. So breathing in now, breathing out all the way down. That's perfect. Keeping that back nice and straight, looking straight ahead so you're not bending your neck forward.
Seated row.
All right, Catherine, this next one is a back exercise. So it works these major muscles at your back as well as the biceps. Again, so what we're going to do is making sure that you're sitting up right against that chest pad like that for me. Then we're going to hold on to these ones coming down, probably a little bit lower so it's in line with your elbows like that. So your arms are nice and straight. And keeping that chest on the pad the whole time, you're going to bring that towards you so your elbows are in line with your body. Okay, breathing out as you pull it towards you. That's it. And you want to relax these muscles here. That's much better. So you're going to pull back pretty much as far as you can pull back and letting it come just so your arms are nearly straight but not quite fully extended. So you should be feeling it at these back muscles as well as in the biceps. And that's it. Looking straight ahead like you are, that's perfect. All right, this next one's another back exercise. So if you have a bench or something at home, you can use it to do this one. If you don't have any dumbbells, you can use cans of soup, baked beans or a milk bottle to make it a bit heavier. Okay, so what I'll get you to do is you can hold on that with your left hand and placing your right leg up like that, that's it. And then you're going to lean forward with your right arm in front. Now you want to keep your back nice and straight for this one. Keeping this arm like that. And then you're going to pull it up towards you. That's it. And then relax it back down. Come back a bit further like this way. That's it. And you want to control that weight on the way down. You don't want it just to flop down. You want it nice and slow, and that works the muscle as well. So you should be feeling it in your back muscle as well as in this bicep muscle. Okay, so this next one, Catherine, is another one that you can do at the gym or at home. So what I'll get you to hold them like that. And then, so with your palms facing inwards, that's it. What you're going to do is just bring your arms up nice and high so your elbows are raising up in the air. So that's it, perfect. And then slowly back down. You want to be looking straight ahead, chin up. That's it. So a lot of people will put their chin down. You want it straight ahead. just in case you strain your neck.
Bicep curl.
All right, this next one's going to be a bicep curl, working the front of your arms, Chris.
Right.
So shoulder width apart, you're going to be standing nice and comfortable, so you're balanced.
Yep.
Okay, so what we're going to do is just bringing that bar in towards your chest like that, making sure that you're not rocking back, and making sure that these elbows are also tucked in, nice and tight. So when you're ready, pulling it up towards you. That's it, so probably take a little step back before, that's it, just so it doesn't hit on the machine.
Yep.
And pulling it up, looking straight ahead.
Yep.
Breathing out as you're coming up. So make sure those elbows stay tucked in, because what they'll want to do is come forward. So be very wary of that, tucking them in at all times. That's it, getting that full range of motion for them. Okay, so this one, Chris, is once again for your bicep muscles. So instead of using a gym, you can do this at home with either dumbbells or once again using some cans or something at home. So what you're going to do is just holding on to these ones. Keeping those arms by your side with your elbows locked in, coming straight up and then slowly back down. Okay, so if you want to do one for me, that's it. And you want to really squeeze those biceps together. Now you want your chin up, that's it. So what you're doing is standing nice and still, Chris, that's really important. So you're not swaying back at all, which is what we want. And also locking in those elbows to the side of your body, which is perfect. We don't want them coming out in front of your body like that. Exactly what you're doing now.
And finally, a tricep extension.
All right, Catherine, this next one is going to do your tricep muscle. So that's at the back of the arm here. So at the moment, the bar's on the machine, but you can also use a rope as a variation, and you can also use different handles and things like that. But at the moment, it's the bar. They all work the same muscle. It's just a different variation. So for today, we're going to use the bar. So stepping forward, standing nice and balanced. That's it. Shoulder width apart with your hands. And then what I'm going to get you to do first of all is pulling this bar down and locking in those elbows. Okay, so this is going to be the starting position. And now you're going to push that bar all the way down to the ground as far as it goes. That's it. And then coming back up nice and slowly. You should be feeling the muscle work at the back of the arm. You want to be relaxing these muscles here. So this one's a tricep extension, Chris. It's going to work at the back of your arms. So you can do this one on your bed as well. But for today, we'll do it on the bench. So you can lie down for it, feet up on the step, shuffling a bit forward this way for me, that's it, and then lying all the way back down. All right, just hand you the dumbbells here, Chris, that's it.
Thank you.
Nice and straight arms, and before you lower it, just watch that you don't lower the dumbbells towards your face.
Okay.
So either side, that's it, and then straight up. So your elbows are staying in the same position, perfect. So making sure you're breathing out as you're pushing up for this one, Chris, and breathing in as it comes back down. That's good. This next one's going to be for your tricep muscle. This one's a really good one to do at home because all you need is the floor. So getting down on your knees, and what we're going to do is just put that right hand nice flat. Knees are about shoulder width apart like they are, nice and comfy. Then I'm holding on to the weight, like so. That's it. And then what you're going to do is lifting the weight up and now just extending that arm back. That's it, and then letting it come in. Once again, the only thing that should be moving is that arm backwards. Keeping that back nice and straight the way it is. And straighten that arm, and you should be feeling it in this muscle here.
Now it's time to move into some flexibility work with Courtney. But before we do that, she'll quickly demonstrate some important trunk exercises. Starting with an abdominal crunch.
This is our abdominal crunch machine. So this one's working the muscles in your belly. So just taking a seat on the machine, having your feet up on the footrest. Or this one, just grabbing your hands into the handles. So just pull the support forward to your back and then just lean forward from your lower back. And control it on the way back. Just making sure you're breathing out on the effort, so when you're going forward, and breathing in on the relaxation phase. So this is a variation to the abdominal crunch exercise. This is one that you can do at home. Now, if you do have trouble getting on and off the floor, you can do this exercise on a bed if you'd prefer. So just keeping the legs bent in towards your chest, palms on your thighs. I just want you to find a point just in front of you, so slightly in front of you on the ceiling to look at. Now, when we're ready to start this exercise, you're just going to squeeze the belly muscles, just lift slightly your shoulders and head just slightly off the floor and slide your palms up your thighs. So just slide up and relax back down. Good. We'll try that one more time. So just sliding up, palms sliding up. Good. And relaxing back down. It's really important with this one that we don't hunch our chest up, so we don't lift up and bend forward too much. So keeping that back nice and straight.
Back extension.
So with this machine, you can adjust where the feet are positioned and also the tilt of the back. So I'll get you to pop your feet up on the machine. So we want just a slight bend of the knees with this machine. And I'll get you to take your arms across your chest and then just pushing back on the back of the back pad, yeah. And come back forward. So we don't want to extend too far back, just nice and controlled on the way back forward. When we are doing resistance exercise, it is important to make sure that we're breathing out on the effort. So breathing out as you're pushing back. So again, you should be feeling this one in your back muscles there. So this is a variation to the back extension exercise that you can do at home. Now you can do this one again on the bed if you'd prefer. Just laying on your tummy, just pop your hands below your chin, so just under your chin, palms flat on the ground. Now we're going to keep our hands touching our chin, and we're just going to lift our chest just slightly off the ground when you're ready. Good, and relax back down. So you should be feeling this one in the back muscles.
Now it's time for those flexibility stretches. Let's start with a hamstring stretch.
So I'll get you to have a seat on your chair for the first one, just sitting on the edge of the chair. The first stretch we're going to do is a stretch for your hamstring, so that's in the muscle behind your thigh. So just taking one leg forward and putting the heel down, toe up towards the ceiling. Now you should feel a nice stretch in the back of your upper leg, so back of your thigh. If you don't, just lean forward slightly. When you lean forward slightly, we don't want to reach with one hand or twist our torso, so just keeping our back nice and straight when we lean forward. We want to hold our stretches for about 10 to 30 seconds, and again stretching 1 to 3 times each side of the body as well.
Quadriceps.
We'll move into a quadricep stretch next. That's stretching your thigh muscles, so we'll come on behind the chair so we can use them for some support. So holding onto the chair, just lifting one ankle up into your hand if you can. Good. Now you want to try and keep both knees nice and close together. You should feel a nice stretch down the front of your thigh. When we're stretching, we want to stretch until we feel a nice tension in the muscle. We don't want to stretch to pain. So just holding where you feel the stretch, no need to bounce with our stretches.
Calf stretch.
Okay, we're going to move on to a calf stretch now. Just taking one foot back. Good. Now we want to bend your front knee forward and push your back heel down into the ground. So keep the back leg straight. Good. This one you should feel a nice stretch down the calf muscle. So that's the muscle in your lower leg here. So again, standing up nice and tall, chest out, looking forward with this stretch. Again, we want to hold it for 10 to 30 seconds and changing legs as well.
Lower back.
Okay, we're going to move into some back stretching. So we're going to start with our first variation. So just lying down on your back on the floor. Good. Now for this first one, I'll just get you to bring your knees in towards your chest and just hold the knees into your chest with your hands. Good. Bring them up. Good. And just holding them there where you feel the stretch. Okay, so just bringing your left leg in towards your chest for this back stretch. Okay, now you just want to take the left leg over to the other side of your body. Okay, now you want to bring the knee down towards the ground. You can assist it with your hand, keeping those shoulders on the ground as well when you bring it across. Should be feeling a nice stretch down through your back muscles there, Yvonne.
Chest.
We're going to move into a chest stretch now, Alfred. So I'll get you to move towards the bar here, just holding your hand out on just to the side of the machine. So just here if you can. Yeah. Just point your feet out towards me for this stretch. So angle your feet towards me. Now just relax that shoulder down and just turn your body towards me now. Just nice and easy. Keep your head just facing with your body. So take your head all the way over here. There you go. And relax the chin down a little bit. So we should be feeling a nice stretch through here, through all your chest muscles. And we're holding it there for 10 to 30 seconds again, and we'll change to the other side.
Shoulder.
We're going to move into a shoulder stretch this time. So just taking one arm across your body. Now just take it towards your opposite shoulder. Just lifting up your other arm and assisting that arm over towards your body. So bringing the arm towards your other shoulder. Good. So we would normally hold these stretches for a little bit longer, so the 10 to 30 seconds, and switching from each arm.
And triceps.
We'll move into a tricep stretch. So this time, this is working the back of your arm muscle, so just stretching that muscle. So take that arm behind your shoulders, yeah, and just assist with that movement. So you can hold it from the back, otherwise you can push from the front if it's too hard. So pushing from the front or holding from the back.
So there you go, an extensive workout covering aerobic, resistance and flexibility, professionally demonstrated by our exercise physiologists and capably completed by people who've been affected by cancer. Be sure to try these exercises at home or at your local gym. For more information, please contact the Cancer Council helpline on 13 11 20 or go to the Edith Cowan University Health and Wellness Institute website.